Smell like pepperoni.
Welcome to Bad Cinema. Me and Big Jeff, I think Will be back. I don't know. He said he might come back. Anyway, we're here with the review Howling II. Your sister's a werewolf, so get your silver bullets ready. And if it's a full moon, stay in the house. Although, you know what? I don't really know if you have anything to fear from some of these werewolves. I wasn't really that scared of some of them. But, you know, probably the highlight of the movie for me is Sybil Danning.
If you're planning on going out to go see this movie somewhere, stay in the house.
Yeah, I doubt you're going to see this at any theaters, though. But I mean,
no, you're not.
If somebody's going to watch it in your house, you might want to leave the house. Actually, to be honest, but
it was painful.
But anyway, so this is supposedly a sequel to the first Howling movie. It came out, I think, in 1981. This movie came out in 1985, and it has Christopher Lee in it. But Christopher Lee couldn't even save this movie. Let's be honest about that.
I think Christopher Lee was the only redeeming quality.
Yeah, and that's just because he's got a cool voice, and except for he didn't look too cool when he's trying to wear those new wave glasses, though. I got a picture of that here.
Yeah, he's trying to kind of go undercover.
It reminded me of that. Yeah, do you remember that Steve Buscemi meme where it's got him like, "Hey kids, how's it going?" He's dressed like he's in high school. Yeah, he didn't look too cool in these. I don't think Christopher Lee needs to wear these shades. And of course, here is the Sybil Danning. She's one of those famous B movie actresses you may remember from the late 70s, the 80s.
Yeah, she was remembered for two reasons.
Yeah, there's two reasons she's remembered for. And the director even knew that because at the end of the credits, there's a scene in the movie where she's topless, right? She rips her top off. And the director didn't tell her he was going to put that in the end credits 17 times.
Yeah, man, that was
pissed off about it.
I would be too. That was egregious.
It was totally unnecessary.
And come on, we get to see that's embarrassing.
We get to see the weirdest three-way I think I've ever seen on film. I'm just saying that was crazy. And another thing about this movie that I didn't like is this guy. He was like one of the most unlikable characters in the movie.
Yeah, he's kind of like your mixture between a country boy and like a jock musclehead idiot.
Yeah. And apparently in this one, the werewolves are super werewolves. So silver doesn't really do anything to them. You have to use a titanium stake, apparently. I didn't know that. I mean, what were they done in medieval times? They didn't know what titanium was. So right there, we already got one plot hole. And if you notice, like when they're in the warehouse, the first of the movie, and she lures the punk rockers to that abandoned building. And like somebody drops a barrel on their heads, but I don't know who dropped it on their head because the werewolf's still on the ground floor. So I don't know how that happened. At one point, a girl acts like she's being chased by somebody, but in the point where they're showing she's got somebody hot on her heels, she's still over there biting somebody's head off, you know. So how was she in two places at once? I do not know. So it's a very disjointed, like, I don't know, but trying to make sense of this movie with like
continuity problems.
Like it's not going to happen. But Yeah, there was no attempts made for that. To be honest with you,
What's up, Pops?
it's kind of weird. Hey, Pops. Let's get into it. We'll talk about the interesting Wikipedia. Oh, actually, another little bit of trivia for you, Jeff, about this movie. After the movie came out, Christopher Lee called the director of the first Howling movie and apologized for being in this movie.
Yeah, I read a little bit more about that, and as the movie progressed, he got the feeling
that tells you go over this.
Yeah, because he's actually a really good actor, and he started to get the feeling of the direction this movie was going in because I guess the production company or the movie company behind it started having problems. I don't know, but he was almost just kind of quote unquote phoning in his parts at that point because he was disgusted.
Yeah. And so here we go. This is Howling II. It's not the Howling II. It's actually just Howling II. Your Sister is a Werewolf. 1985 American horror film directed by Felipe Mora and a direct sequel to the 1981 film, The Howling. The film stars film veteran Christopher Lee, Reb Brown, Annie McEnroe, and Sybil Danning. Focuses on a group of people trying to stop a werewolf Queen Sturba, and her group plans to conquer the world. Although Gary Brandner, author of the Howling novels, co-wrote the screenplay The Howling II, Your Sister's a Werewolf, is largely unrelated to the 1979 novel The Howling II. It's also there must be like some kind of weird werewolf cult. While it says Ben White attends the funeral of his sister, journalist Karen White. Of course, Karen White was killed at the end of the first movie. She turned into a werewolf live on a newscast, of course. And so then they go to Transylvania. I thought that only vampires were in Transylvania, but so this movie's in LA, but there's also, when they go to Transylvania, for some reason, they keep cutting back the scenes of the rock band in the nightclub in LA for some reason.
Yeah.
I guess they paid for this song and they said, you know what? We're going to get our money's worth out of this damn song. Because they that song throughout the movie and it's stuck
or whatever.
Oh.
That punk band was like kind of indicative of what was, in style or whatever during that time in the 80s.
Yeah. And I tell you what, it got stuck in my head. It's like pale moonlight, the pale moonlight.
They were like
go ahead.
They're like Timu Oingo Boingo or something.
Yeah, exactly. While the first Howling was a financial hit, producer Stephen Lane never saw any of the profits due to the poor financial standing of Abco Embassy Pictures.
Yeah, there you go.
Which offset several unrelated costs towards the Howling and consuming much of the film's revenue in the process. As Lane had bought out co-producer Jack Crawford prior to the first film's release, he possessed the sequel rights but couldn't make a direct sequel to the original film as those rights belonged to Abco Embassy. See, that explains why when they showed when they watched the video of his sister changing to a werewolf, it's not the same clip from the original movie, and it's a horrible recreation of it. As Lane was determined to turn a profit from his production in The Howling, he had entered a deal with Hemdale Film Productions. Felipe Mora became involved as he directed A Breed Apart for Hemdale and had not yet been paid, with Hemdale arranging a deal that if he directed Howling II, he'd be paid for both films. That seems like extortion to me. Both pre-production and production were subjected to numerous stops on locations and changes as Hemdale had misrepresented their financial standing to Lane in their agreement. Gary Brandner rewrote the script multiple times to account for the numerous times the production was forced to change locations. The film's effects artist, Steve Johnson, who had returned to provide work for additional installments in the series, stated Hemdale's financial situation was also responsible for the poor quality of the special effects, as many of them were added in post several months after filming had wrapped. The film is the only Howling sequel that directly follows the original film's events, and is also the only Howling film to feature the input of the original novelist Gary Bradner. Bradner was critical of the original 81 film, which was only a loose adaptation of his 1977 novel, and some elements of the sequel may have been deliberately divergent from the previous film, though some, such as the film's retconning of the worldwide revelation of the existence of werewolves, seems to be accidental. The film features a sequence in which the new wave band Babel plays their song The Howling. Babel were Stephen W. Parsons, lead singer, Chris Pye, guitarist, Simon Etchell, keyboard, and Steve Young on drums, not to be confused with the former quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. Three of these musicians later played in another band called State Project. Parsons composed the soundtrack of the film. Director Felipe Mora related how the film was set to celebrate the 10,000th birthday of bi-curious werewolf queen Sturba, played by Sybil Danning, and was inspired by new wave eroticism. He revealed the actors Reb Brown and Annie McEnroe were so bad in their roles that veteran Christopher Lee acted offset in a manner as if wishing himself away. I bet he did. Also revealed was that the scene when Sybil Danning reveals her bare breast, it was repeated 17 times during the end credit crawl. For most other scenes in the movie, Danning was either covered with hair or wearing a metallic armored outfit and sunglasses. While most of the film was shot on location. Go ahead.
I read that this thing you're reading right now before I watched it, and I was like, 17 times. That's agreed. That's crazy. So obviously at the end of the film, I did watch because I was like, I got to see this. Yeah, and lo and behold, it was just like a constant, that same scene. I'm like, oh man, that's just low brow,
Yeah, it's gratuitous.
Yeah.
This is what most of the film was shot on location in what was at the time the country of Czechoslovakia. They actually filmed this in Czechoslovakia in 1984. Are you kidding? Are they crazy?
I think they wanted a cheap Gothic kind of look or something.
I know, but it was under communist control at the time.
But Hollywood, if they called over there and said, "Hey, we want to come shoot on location," and I'm sure Czechoslovakia was willing to take that Hollywood money.
Yeah, I know, but during this time period, if you remember, this was during the boycott of the 1984 Olympics by the Soviet Union. Remember, because they had invaded Afghanistan. So it's interesting that they even got permission to go over there and do this movie.
Yeah.
It's okay. It was okay. For example, in the ossuary, it was in Melnik, a town in central Bohemia, as well as Barrandov Studios in Prague. Some scenes were also shot in Los Angeles. Shooting in communist Prague offered difficulties. Mora's government-assigned assistant, director knew nothing about filmmaking. Mora had to literally import trash from America to clutter the clean communist streets.
Okay, so hold on. That statement right there, I don't know, I can't prove it, but my gut says that's a BS statement because every country has trash on their streets, but a lot of these communist countries that want to have a shiny exterior, things like that are important to them. So maybe they told him, hey, you're going to talk about this or whatever, you have to say how you had to import trash because our wonderful,
and wonderful Czechoslovakia. Listen to this.
We have no trash on the streets.
Now, this even gets crazier. Listen to this. When a local casting call went out for punk rockers, 1,000 people arrived, resulting in the local authorities calling in both the police and military. An Army colonel advised Mora, you can finish shooting the scene, but everybody will have to leave in groups of 3 or no more than 3. So they can't, so
band together.
Gather as a group. Co-star Marsha Hunt and Christopher Lee previously appeared together in Dracula AD 1972 and 1990 when Lee was cast in Gremlins 2, The New Batch. One of the first things he did was apologize to director Joe Dante, who had directed the original Howling film. Lee had also played the antagonist in Captain America 2, Death Too Soon, 1979, in which starred Reb Brown as Captain America. I didn't know that. So the big tall guy, he was in that bad Captain America movie in the 70s. So this movie was released.
That really illustrates how bad Christopher Lee felt about this movie. to call the director of the first
Yeah.
movie and say, "I'm sorry."
Yeah. So it was released theatrically in France on August 28, 1985, before its release in Detroit, Michigan on Christmas Day of 1985. Among its international release titles, it is also known as Ludos 2, Strava, La Major Lobo. I can't say all that shit, but anyway, you guys got different names. There are alternate versions of the movie. The original theatrical release of Howling II, Strava, Werewolf Bitch, ran at 87 minutes. The version was released on VHS from HBO Canon Home Video, and the re-edited TV version ran at 91 minutes. It included a new scene before the end credits, plus a brand new end credit sequence to replace the topless shots of Sybil Danning in the original R-rated sequence. The TV end credits include music, whereas the theatrical version is silent. The film failed to garner any much attention at all, or any commercial success, as the original. In later years, Howling II acquired a cult following, perhaps due to the presence of cult actors like Sybil Danning, Red Brown, and Christopher Lee, and because it's so bad it's good, I guess. Roger Ebert, I can't wait to see what he thought, spoke about Sybil Danning's work in the film and wrote that although it was close, it was not the worst movie Danning had ever made. And noting the film's heroes becoming involved in the inept and strange rituals of the cult of Strava, he concedes that no one presides over a ritual quite as well as Sybil Danning. The scene where she rips open her dress is repeated twice during the closing credits, providing the movie with its second and third most interesting moment. Variety offered that while Christopher Lee brought experience to his role as the vampire hunter Stefan Krasko, the film lacks suspense and the plot is generic and predictable. They noted that production did not take full advantage of the setting, despite the film being shot primarily in Czechoslovakia. True. Bob Campbell, the Arizona Daily Star, wrote, "A bad sequel to a B-movie shocker doesn't count as an artistic betrayal, but Howling 2 is about as bad as a movie could ever get." So there you go.
Yeah, because I think they had some pretty good
media page for that.
They had some pretty good sets, like set direction, art direction, like props and different scenes. I thought they were pretty good. Locations were good. It's just, man, the director and producer or whatever, the creative team could not execute.
And they also made work of all the, and they made sure they used as many little people as they could this movie, by the way, if you notice that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to play some clips here. They're not in any order, and I can't set them up because I don't know what's going on, but we're going to play them.
Stefan. Let's go.
She just running by.
So the one chick is just, and she's not a very good actress either, by the way.
No.
All right, and then we got a few more clips here.
She shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God.
I love Stefan, I love Christopher Lee's voice. He plays Stefan.
Oh, I know. Every time I think of Sauron or something, though, in like Lord of the Rings, or like when he was.
Yeah.
He also always was. He played in those Hammer films in the 70s. He was Dracula, and I tried to get some funny scenes here. We got some funny ones here. We'll just keep playing them.
What's wrong?
So, see what we're trying to explain there. He lost his earplugs. He had these wax earplugs that were blessed by a priest, and to keep like her chanting out. But then he dropped his. He's like, "Leave me!" And basically, his eyes pop out of his head because she's doing some kind of chanting. And I don't know. Make it make sense, Jeff. I don't know. I don't know what the point was.
There are a few scenes where I was like, "What does this mean? What happened?"
Yeah, I was just like, what the hell? I didn't know what was going on. And here I think this is where she's using her sorcery or something.
So let the hardest
Silva must be destroyed,
Play?
and I will do it.
Conjured by the Queen of Sar,
I don't think it's going to
by the
play.
underworld itself, by the Sage.
It played. I don't think maybe you don't see it on your end, but it does play. You're muted.
Okay, I couldn't see it. Sometimes it comes in, sometimes it don't. All right, we got some more great cinematic. Well, I wouldn't call it cinematic. We'll just watch it.
So
And
that
for some reason,
scene,
they have her tied to this post and they rub. Yeah. Go
that's
ahead.
a pretty cool. That's
I
a
got
pretty
that
cool
set.
set. I think it's got all the skulls, and they could have done something with it, but it's just the acting is, I don't know, too cheesy.
Yeah, the acting is a little bit to be desired, and we got like the movie. The first of the movie has Christopher Lee. It looks like he's in outer space with a skeleton behind him for some reason. I don't quite know why.
Saw her sit upon a hairy beast, and she held forth a golden chalice full.
Yeah,
I love the way he talks though. And then we
yeah,
got
he was wasted on this film.
yeah, I mean he was supposed to be some kind of cult expert. Then you find out that Stepan is the brother of the queen werewolf, and they're like having this werewolf cult. And then like they kidnapped that guy's girlfriend later on. Although I don't know if they were like dating at the time until they got over there. But then there's an awkward scene we'll be playing in a minute where she's in the bathtub. He's like, "Boo," and I'm like, "Okay, was that supposed to scare us or something?" I don't know what's going on. But here's another clip.
In peace.
Now, my brother, in blood and in flame, we will be wedded for eternity.
Yeah.
He's going to marry his sister, basically. Okay, that's
All right.
and it gets weirder. There's actually a sequel to this. It's Howling Part 4, Marsupials, and it's like kangaroo, like vampire werewolves in like Australia. Because I reckon one of the guys that made all the sequels was Australian, so it was cheaper for him to film it in his home country, I guess. And
So when I got done watching Howling
Yeah.
last night, I saw that in my YouTube feed. It's like something marsupials. I was like, nope, not gonna do it.
pass. You don't want to watch it.
Which way is the fastest way to the airport? Thank you.
Could have just asked him.
I know he could have asked him nicely, but I guess how did he get a gun into Europe like that? Like they came from Los Angeles, so another whole. Also, there's a scene where like at the first up, there's a car wreck, and there's a woman laying in the middle of the road, and then like Christopher Lee says, no, she's a werewolf, so he stakes her with that titanium stake.
Yeah.
They get in the car. He just goes and says, "Look, all right, where are you going?" He's like, "Oh, I'm going to walk into town. I'll meet you guys later. Bye." And he just walks off. And then they start driving the car, and then this werewolf just pops up in the back seat of the car. Like, did they not look in the back seat before they got in the car? I mean, I don't know. But anyway,
Well,
we
all know in horror movies, nobody, when they jump into a car and it's like going to be a kill scene soon, they never look in the back seat. Never.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we got some more award-winning performances here. Hold on.
Father, you all right?
Yes, thank you.
You sure? Let me look.
Nothing.
Let me see.
I mean, I don't know what's going on. All right, I'm going to play about 3 more, then we'll comment on them.
Father, we've been expecting you.
A bag is supplement!
It was the worst bat. Is that supposed to be a bat or something?
I don't know, but the
Anyway.
cheesy horror movie lover in me, I did enjoy that scene where that thing got on his face and started like like crawling into his mouth with its
Yeah.
tongue or pulling his tongue out. I couldn't tell what was happening, but I thought it was cool.
It was kind of weird, but it was cool. We got another one here. That was the scene previous to the one where she turns it on the priest.
Yeah.
And then we got some more goodness here. I don't know what was going on, but I don't know what was going on there. I think he was like, I guess he was like, I don't know.
I think they were going to go. They were going to go after somebody, but the full moon was out, and he started turning into a werewolf. And she was telling him, "Hey, we have to go like blend in as we go look for whoever. So don't turn into a werewolf. Everyone's going to see. Control it. You know."
Okay. And we got another werewolf here, I think.
That was him again.
Oh yeah, that's where he's still fighting it. And also, you remember? Let me go back. When they're at his sister's funeral, if you look at her in the casket, she is obviously breathing.
Yeah, and her color is just as good as yours and mine. I'm like, wow, that's a pretty well complexioned dead person.
Yeah, she looked pretty good for a dead person. So then you find out, like, also that, oh, your sister's not dead because the coroner removed the silver bullet. So now we have to drive this stake through her heart because she's not really dead. And then he gets to that scene. We'll see that later. He's like getting ready to stab her. And this guy's just like, oh, no, you're not. You're not doing this. There ain't no such thing as werewolves. Then there's werewolves everywhere. They just have to start shooting everybody. And I don't know. It's insane. Here's another insane clip.
Pentacle of power, be thou fortress and defense to Jenny Templeton against all foes, visible and invisible.
So he just leaves this dude. He leaves this dude like, just hold on. I got to go over here. Just wander through the woods aimlessly for a minute. Hopefully you don't get killed by any werewolves. So then we got some more fun. We'll just keep playing these. Let's just keep playing.
Die, fuzzball.
Yeah, he goes, die, fuzzball. These guys, he's just going off on these things. Like, he's just shooting that shotgun everywhere. And we got some more here, I think, of the same thing.
Now.
And so apparently, Sybil Danning can control all the other werewolves with her mind. So she's not just a werewolf. She's got all these like sorceress powers. She can control people with her mind. She can make people's eyeballs pop out of their head. Unless you got the earplugs blessed by a priest. So this movie's all over the place. Like I think they were just in a room, coked up, doing lines of blow. Going, all right, now what else can we do? Oh, we'll have some wax earplugs blessed by a priest. Yeah. Let me do another line. We'll come up with something else. And so it's just cocaine fueled craziness. Because here's another crazy thing.
And this was prior to American Werewolf in London coming out, right?
Was it? Yeah, it might have been.
I think it is.
And
because I'm looking at.
Notice what I mean though? They're in Transylvania, but they keep cutting back to this band in Los Angeles. So it doesn't make any sense. They just wanted any excuse to have that song playing, I think.
Yeah.
And here's some more. At least we got some more Sybil Danning here.
Our enemies have arrived.
And they have like this big like werewolf orgy going on. There's just people with their tops off. So one guy's got a big executioner mask on, and it's like that movie Eyes Wide Shut on crack or something. I don't know how to explain it. And we got some more. This guy, I thought this guy in this clip was kind of creepy too.
I will come back and make you one of ours. You will know pleasure such as you have never imagined exists.
It got kind of looked like Jimmy Smits, but I know Jimmy Smits would have the decency not to be in a movie like this. And
for that,
here's some
that
more.
girl,
I'll just say this is one of them. Yeah,
that girl to be like the supposed leading lady protagonist. Bad choice. Bad choice.
yeah. Okay, you know where she's in the bathtub? When I was like, I turned away and I looked and it showed her in the bathtub, and I thought it was a little boy or something in the.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not trying to.
It looked like a
not
kid
trying to be
in the back.
not trying to be a dick, but God, man, oof.
Yeah, I mean. Anyway, so we got another clip here. I think they're around a bonfire or something. We'll just see that.
I think maybe what they were trying to, and obviously I agree with you, they're probably all coked up, but I think they were trying to go for this new wave, erotic, edgy, 80s
Yeah.
new wave punk type feel,
So then, like, they have her like tied up to that stake, right? This is where they start putting blood on her.
I'll anoint you with the blood of the Lamb. From the dead Egido.
And he's doing some kind of druid chant. Now, here's one of my favorite parts of the movie. They throw a little person out a window. Coming up. Just hold on.
Yes, I'm all right. That was not Vasila. That was the magic of Stirba.
Okay, but I got the scene. Like, he goes over, he's like, "Can you tell me where this came from?" He's got like some kind of necklace. That guy's like, "Yes," and he's got like this weird, like pig-looking mask on. Well, I'll play it.
Don't be afraid. I just want to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you get this?
And then we got another one. I thought I got the clip where they threw him out the window. Oh.
There he goes.
Toss him out the window, dude. Bye. That was a good throw, though, man. You know what I mean? I mean,
yeah.
This guy
Good stunt.
Was a former Captain America, so he might still have that super soldier serum running through his veins or something. I don't know. We got some more clips here. This is another. Here's some more cinematic gold for you guys watching. He's got that, and I think this is more Sybil Danning. I know everybody. I mean, she's heard Christopher Lee's the only thing worth watching in the movie. I mean, let's be honest.
By Barabbas, by Satanas, I conjure thee. As thou burnest, so let the heart of Stefan burn.
Yeah, she's got some kind of weird
Can I tell you something funny about my
S&M vibe outfit going on?
Yeah, I know. I got a funny story my cousin told me about watching this movie when he was a kid. He went to his dad's like office area in their house and was watching it, and it got to the end credit scene where she's tearing her top off 17 times, and his mom happened to walk by, and she's like, "What are you watching?"
Nothing, Mom. Nothing.
Busted.
Nothing. I was trying to watch Reading Rainbow. I don't know what happened.
Here's the. I think this is where that other little guy's like eyes pop out or something. It's like she drives people crazy or something.
Yeah, she's like werewolf and spellcaster all mixed in one.
Yeah, and like she's got like they have that horrible red glowing effect. It's supposed to be like glowing coming out of her cape or whatever it is, and like it just doesn't work.
Later on, she had like
But here's some
green
other stuff that doesn't
Emperor
work. We'll play some
Palpatine
more.
lightning.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised somebody didn't pull out a lightsaber later or something. I don't know. We got another. I don't know what this one's from, but we'll play it.
Our real prey, Stefan.
So they find out Stefan's in town right there, I guess, because they apparently didn't know he was coming.
Yeah.
And I don't know what this clip. I think it's another clip of that guy about to go crazy or something. I don't know. And I couldn't even understand what he's saying if it wasn't for subtitles. Like I had to put subtitles on a lot in this movie. To be honest with you, I don't know. It's like the sound guy was just like smoking weed or something. Didn't really know what he was doing. I don't know. But here we got some more comic gold, I guess you could say. Why would you know what that guy looked like? He looked like one of those first-person shooter games where you can buy those skins and have your player look like weird helmets and stuff and weird hats. It looked like he was like a skin from like Fortnite or something. And then they're like, okay, I got some clips of that festival thing too. They go to where they're like, look at that puppet show. I think this is where I don't know if this is it or not. I think it's it.
Stefan is here.
Stefan.
Yeah, they go a little heavy on the foreshadowing.
Yeah, Stefan is Here's another. I think this might be an orgy scene. I tried to edit these videos because I didn't want there to be somebody topless in it.
Good luck.
We'll see.
Get out of here!
Well, that was a close one. I almost thought that one was one of those. All right. If it does happen, everybody, I'll apologize. I don't know. It'll be so fast you won't see it. So hopefully. I don't know if she has no, this ain't the one. I think that's part 3, George. I think I don't remember nobody having a werewolf pup in this one. But they were wanting to like breed though, like I think, or something like that. If I recall correctly.
They were
We got
definitely
more
trying
clips
to breed.
We got more clips of I think the puppet show, and then we got one from the funeral. Yeah, those puppets were bad too. Even the puppetry was bad in this movie. Now here's a clip from the funeral. It's the first of the movie.
Yes.
Sila, would you go outside and keep watch?
Okay.
Followed by whom?
There are many people in this village who have joined.
I was wrong. That's from when they're in the Prague at the church, or whatever country they're supposed to be in. I don't know. Well, we only got a few left. Let's see. Here is the most awkward clip in the movie, Jeff. We're getting ready to play it. This is the one I was telling you about. It's just, I don't know what they were going for.
Boo! Hi, honey.
Again?
That's pretty painful.
Boo.
Pretty painful.
God. There's another scene where I didn't get a clip of that one, but it's almost like they're trying to infer something. He's cleaning his gun while they're laying in bed. He's like this with the gun. It's like, okay, I see what you're doing there. Okay, we got 4 more clips. Let's get through this if we can, and we'll talk more about it.
What the hell are you doing?
No more time.
No more time. I still love. I could listen to Christopher Lee read a book though. That would be cool.
Yeah.
And we got another. I don't know what this one is. We're just gonna play them. We're just gonna play them and get done with it. Oh, that's in the warehouse scene, and we got another. I think this is the one where that werewolf from America shows up. She's got some kind of amulet. And they match them or something. apparently that's like how you get into this club. I don't know.
Steva is anxious to meet you.
Recruitment.
You know, the only thing holding that shirt together or had her breast popping out was hopes and dreams. By the way, that's the only thing that was holding those puppies in there. All right, and I got another. I got two more clips. This is where they're like, when they go and find him with his sister's, casket, and says, "We got to stab her with a stake again because they took the bullets out." I think this is the last one.
I'll blow your damn head off.
Listen to him, Ben. He knows what he's talking about.
Not about my sister, he does it.
Yeah. So he's like fighting tooth and nail against this. Like, I don't believe none of this stuff, even though he's seen a clip of his sister turning into a werewolf. I mean, I don't know what other proof he needed, but
In the
I
beginning,
kind of
he
wanted
was
to
like,
just yell at this guy.
"Oh,
like,
that was all fake."
I found myself yelling at this guy, like when I'm watching the movie. You're like, "You idiot!" Okay, and so here's like where they're like doing it, and he's like, "I'm telling you, she's going to turn to a werewolf again," and she did. So.
Don't let him get away!
Let him get away. And then to beat it all, they run after the guy, and then he falls, and he's obviously not going to get back up because he's like, oh, and he takes, and conveniently inside this mausoleum is a net, and he throws the net over him like that's going to stop him from getting back up.
Yeah.
So they throw a net, like a cheap net over. I don't know what that came from. And then so you get down to the end of it, and you see the part where we saw earlier where Stefan, I really should put those in order, but I didn't. He kills you. We're going to be married eternally or something. They go back to America. He's like, he points the gun and says, the dumbest endings of all time. One of the dumbest endings of all time, Jeff. They're back in LA, and they go to the door, and they think it's his kids dressed like a werewolf for Halloween or something. So then they're like, and it's just like so nonchalant too. So then they go to their neighbor, and they're like, "Hey, was your son over here dressed like a werewolf?" He goes like, "I have a son. What are you about?" Hold on, I just got okay. He says, "You guys can come in and hang out if you want to." And they're like, "Oh, I think that's like, oh, we just saw all these horrible werewolves doing horrible things, but we'll pass, even though we just saw another werewolf." So I don't know. Were they trying to infer that the little boy werewolf was like bred by some other werewolves or something, and he came to pay him a visit? I don't get it.
You know what? To be honest, there's several scenes in this movie that are out of continuity, or I just didn't understand why or what was going on.
Yeah, I didn't get it. It's just movies just all over the place.
It is.
The one thing that's funny about this is like of a lot of these bad movies, the movie posters and stuff, the promo posters are cooler than the movie. Like this right here. That's not a bad movie poster. You know what I mean? It looks like, oh yeah, man, this might be pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to get too far off. I don't want to get too far off track for this movie. But did you ever see the Anthony Hopkins, Benicio del Toro Wolfman movie?
Yeah, Wolfman.
Did you like that? I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah,
I liked that one. Was pretty good.
I liked how the whole thing of him like having to lock them up, and like there's another one come out not long ago, like a werewolf movie, but I haven't seen it yet either. The Werewolf or something. There was wasn't there a Jack Nicholson movie where he was a werewolf once too?
Yes.
It's called Wolf.
I can't remember.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Let me look it up.
Well, that movie's better than this movie. I know that. Actually, the 1930s werewolf movie is better than this movie. Then you had a lot of werewolf. So this doesn't even make the list of like top werewolf movies. I mean, the first Howling movie.
Jack
I would
Nicholson's
put on the list, and that an American Werewolf, and
Jack Nicholson's
This
was
might be
just
the
called
worst werewolf
Wolf.
movie I've seen since American. Yeah, this is probably the second. This is probably the second worst werewolf movie I ever saw. Was American Werewolf in Paris.
Yeah.
I think. No, I've seen one worse than that. But like, if we're going to talk about good werewolf movies, obviously the Wolfman with Lon Chaney Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got American Werewolf in London. The first Howling movie is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like the transformation scene in that movie is amazing. And I probably should have picked that for the list, but we already covered this for werewolves. And like, I'm telling you what, that little werewolf three-way is one of the most disturbing bits of footage I think I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah.
It's just real creepy. I just didn't, I didn't care for it at all. I was kind of disturbed by it. Oh yeah. Teen Wolf. Teen Wolf's like it's kind of a funny one, but where I agree, it's pretty good. But you know what? I'm not going to be kind to this movie. I'm getting ready to give you a rating. I give it. I mean, it's not even so bad. It's good. You know how we kind of judge stuff in bad cinema? Like, okay, well, no, it's entertaining still. It's not really even entertaining, to be honest with you. It's so disjointed.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. It's kind of funny with the cheese factor, and like me and my cousin watched it yesterday, and we laughed at it. But that's all I can say is that I laughed at it.
Here's how I look at bad cinema. It's just like what you just said. It could be a bad movie, but sometimes the bad movie, the way it's bad, makes it good, and it fits in that weird little category. And then you just have movies like this one that are just bad. They're just bad.
Yeah, all I can say is I don't recommend watching this. I mean, now if you wanted to torture somebody, for an hour and a half, then show them this movie. Because
or if you're an aspiring director or script writer or movie type person, watch this movie and learn what not to do.
Yeah. And it's pretty bad when you have a legendary actor like Christopher Lee in a movie and he doesn't even improve the movie. It's also amazing when you can have somebody as beautiful and voluptuous as Sybil Danning in it that gets topless, and it still doesn't help them. So, I mean, you know what? There are probably a lot of young men in their early teens that probably rented just to watch the end credit scene. And I'd say the end credit scenes in this movie is probably the rental were probably wore out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That part where the end of it is probably where the tracking always goes off, the end credits. Because there's a bunch of young men out there renting this movie just to see Sybil Danning rip her shirt off 17
times.
And from what I read, Sybil Danning was not happy that the director did that at the end of this movie.
Right.
That's all I can say.
Well, I would have to agree. I mean, she did the part in the movie, fine. But for him to just keep showing her doing it over and over and over through the credits, I'm like, oh, that's beyond distasteful. Now you're just being, I don't even know what the word is.
Now you're just being like our friend Brucifer always said, a gooner. Now you're just being a gooner.
Now you're just being a sleaze bag, dude.
I don't know, but yeah, this has no really. This doesn't really have any redeeming qualities, like I said. The two highlights of this movie for me is him throwing the little guy out the window, and Christopher Plummer trying to wear those new wave sunglasses, and that's not saying much. That's not saying much.
Yeah.
That's not saying much at all. And Sybil Danning taking her top off. That's the three things in this movie that were actually the only thing worth watching. And I don't know. And I tell you what, they must have had for these ladies in this movie. They have the leading lady. Let's just be honest. She kind of looked like olive oil, and then you got the two leading bad ladies in the movie that just look like they look, and it kind of threw it off. Like, I don't know.
I think maybe they wanted the innocent girl, the protagonist girl. I can't even remember her name. I think maybe they wanted her to look kind of wholesome and I don't know, but I'm with you. She looked like a 17-year-old boy.
Yeah. You know what I almost did? I almost took the video of Sybil Danning ripping her shirt off and like tried to blur it out, but I couldn't figure out how to blur it out because I was wanting to show everybody because it's kind of like the highlight of the movie. But if you want to watch that scene, you can find it. It's not hard. Go to clip.cafe and you will see it. Or just like fast forward to the end of it if that's what you want to see. And you can see it 17 times. That's all I'm saying. But don't watch this movie. It's
the other gratuitous part was the part you were talking about earlier, where for some reason they got 15 people in fishnets and spiky leather and all that stuff, just kind of on the ground going at it like it's Caligula or something. It's like, what's this all about?
Well, I want to remind everybody that Thank God Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, we will be reviewing an actual good movie for Good Cinema for Halloween month, and it, of course, is going to be Poltergeist, and that's directed by Tobe Hooper. Great movie. There's a sad history that goes along with this movie. There was a lot of tragedy after this movie of people that were in this movie. We'll get into all that as well. And now we'll reveal
that's going to be a banger.
Next week. Yeah. And now I'm going to reveal next week's movies. So next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern for Bad Cinema, we will be reviewing Return of the Living Dead. This is actually a good bad movie. This is a bad good movie. You know what I mean? So
yes,
we're going to have a good time with this one. And then then the next Friday, not this Friday, but next at 6 p.m. Eastern, we'll be reviewing Fright Night.
Another great one.
So, the one with Chris Sarandon in it. You may remember Chris Sarandon was also the king in Princess Bride, the evil king.
Yeah.
And before we go, I will remind you that in honor of October, me and Legion of Comics will be getting together and doing a recorded video, and we're going to be doing a deep dive on Mark Spears Monsters issue 1 through 7. Because I've seen a few reviews of it, but I always wanted to review this series because the art's great, the story's cool, it's got all the cool movie monster type guys in it. And last but definitely not least, there's a good cause coming up. Comics Curing Cancer, October 24th, 25th, and 26th. It's going to be like wall-to-wall cover stuff going on. A bunch of art auctions, comic book auctions, raffles, giveaways, stuff like that. It's all goes to the American Cancer Society. 100% of it goes to the American Cancer Society. Everything you bid on and win is free shipping. And here's the schedule for Friday. Starts off at 7:30 a.m. with Legion of Comics from 7:30 a.m. to noon. This is all Eastern times. Then it ends at 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. with DJ Lynx's show. And then we get into Saturday and starting at 12 a.m. So I'm saying it goes 24 hours. You see what I mean, Jeff?
Yep.
So there's your Saturday list. And then we close it off with Sunday.
It's going to be a marathon.
It's going to be a whole marathon. It's going to be like a telethon for cancer research. So please, if you got any money, donate it. If you don't want to buy anything, you can't afford to get anything or donate anything, please promote this because it's a good cause. Everybody that I know has at least been touched by some way in cancer. Either they've had it or they know somebody that's had it or lost somebody that's had it. So
the proceeds, 100% of the proceeds go to the American Cancer Society.
Yeah, and it donates directly to it. So when you win an auction, you just donate in the portal. They'll have like a link. And if you don't remember what I just said, they will explain this during every show. So there's going to be wall-to-wall coverage of this. So
and there's going to be some great stuff you can get your hands on. And so, I mean, you're doing two great things at once. You're picking up a book that you love and donating to the American Cancer Society.
So it's like a win-win for everybody, right? You get some cool books. And I've heard it on good authority that Dr. Von Hoot has donated a 1.0 copy of House of Mysteries 92. And if you don't, unless you've not been collecting comics for long, that is also, the first appearance of Swamp Thing. So anyway, that's all we got going on today. And also, before we go, I need to remind everybody that Comic Conversations is tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. and my special guest will be Freaky Louie. So that's 7 p.m. Eastern. So please come in and watch that. It should be fun. Louie is a swell guy, real good guy, and he's fun to hang out with, and he's hilarious. So anyway, that's all I'm going to promo today. I'd like to thank my co-host, Adamantium Blade Comic Collectibles, Big Jeff, aka Big Jeff, and I
love these shows.
Yeah. Remember, just because it's bad doesn't mean it's not good. Well, except in this case. But anyway, bye.
Come, son of Jarrell! Kneel before Zod! Snoochie boochies.